In rural West Texas, the land is dry, the water scarce. For more than 10 years, municipalities have been concerned about the dwindling water supply and the lack of rain which fills the lakes and recharges underground aquifers. In Wolfforth, Texas, a town of nearly 4,000 residents, water has always been a headline. The Ogallala Aquifer is the largest aquifer in the United States. It encompasses 8 states, reaching the southern tips of South Dakota and as far south as Midland. It's a total of 174,000 square miles and contains nearly 945 trillion gallons of water, according to a 2009 U.S. Geological Survey. Over the years, the withdrawal from the aquifer exceeds the amount of recharge, and levels continue to decline. In fact, parts of the aquifer have slowly declined in excess of 300 feet over the last 60 years. Farmers and ranchers consume the most underground water.
I actually started completely on my own.
Yes, here we have a cotton plant, quick cotton physiology lesson here.
My family had a very small 20-acre farm growing up, and I went to college and got a degree in agronomy and started renting land and did small steps at a time and got to where I am today. I'm probably nearly 75% irrigated, and the rest is dry land with no irrigation. And so water is very essential to my operation. It's what fuels the majority of my acres. Maybe this plant just got sick and wasn't able to uptake the water, but it did abort those positions. And the water comes from under the ground from the Ogallala. Most of the wells in this area, the depth is around 200 foot. That's where we're pulling from. This pivot here is 4 gallons to the acre under the pivot system. The system covers 120 acres, and we probably put out around 15 inches of water a year on it to make a crop. This pivot's nozzled for 475 gallons a minute, and we water roughly 4 to 5 months, probably 4 months of the year. It's tough. I mean, like this year where Mother Nature didn't play fair, and we did not have the amount of rain that we needed.
Average usage during the summer months will fluctuate anywhere from 800,000 gallons up to over 1 million gallons a day.
City of Wolfforth Maintenance Foreman Randy Hall keeps close tabs on the municipal water usage.
I'm a maintenance foreman here at the City of Wolfforth. We're standing in water tower number 3. Well, water towers give the city pressure. It's a big column of water, and pressure is created by the height of that water stacked upon itself.
The city pulls all their water directly from the Ogallala through wells. Wolfforth City Manager Darrell Newsom shows us one of those wells.
This is a pretty good example of a well house and all the things that go on in it. It's a pretty simple process. We are standing over the actual well itself, so this is really where it all starts. Our individual wells are very important to the city water supply because they're a part of the whole production.
Public Works Director Doug Hutchison explains where the water goes once it leaves the well.
Then it goes into the system, and from the system it goes out to our customers.
Well, they're all different. This is a 300,000 gallon water tower. We have some that are 150,000 and some 120,000. We have a ground storage tank that holds 500,000 gallons.
For the last couple of years, Wolfforth water quality has been in the news. Underground water is currently delivered to residents directly and not filtered. It is treated with chlorine, and that's it. In the summer of 2011, the Environmental Protection Agency released a report revealing arsenic in the city's drinking water. It was enough for the EPA to suggest treatment, and then, a few years later, the EPA warned the city of the maximum allowable levels of fluoride in the water. So this year, the city is constructing its new water treatment plant in order to deliver the best quality water to the residents.
The plant that we intend to put in is really a leading edge technology. And so other cities have come and looked. When we had our test plan in place, they've come to look at that and monitor and see how we're doing, and to look at the scalability and that type of thing. Even the city of Lubbock's come over and looked at these types of things, because we're all expected to provide very high quality water for citizens. So a lot of the towns and cities in the area are looking to us as a leadership position. So we could go to different areas and bring in well sources from other areas to blend our water, but we always have fluoride. That's one of the biggest problems that we do have.
The water treatment plant should be completed by early 2015.
We have 3 of those water towers. That provides us with 800,000 gallons of elevated storage. The new tank that we're putting in is going to have 1.5 million gallons of additional storage. So that's where our treated water will go. So we'll not only have the 800,000 that we have now, which will be treated, but we have 1.5 million that are going online pretty quick, and that'll be the first construction that you'll actually see.
That storage unit should be finished and online this summer.
As we get our treatment done, everything will go here, and then it'll all feed back out, kind of like the heart into the body.
The water we use comes from one of the largest underground resources, the Ogallala Aquifer. We know, according to reports, it contains more than 900 trillion gallons of water and is considered the largest underground water source in the United States. So why would conservation be on the minds of city officials? The average consumption of water during the hottest month can fluctuate from 800,000 gallons to 1 million gallons a day. The National Weather Service data reported 2012 as one of the warmest and driest years on record for the Lubbock area. Its precipitation levels reached 11 inches for the entire year. That's 8 inches below the normal. Today, lake levels continue to decline due to no rain, and rain and snow are the 2 major factors that recharge our natural resources like the Ogallala Aquifer. With that in mind, city officials from all over the South Plains must consider the big picture and long-term effects of dwindling water supply.
This electronic box here has all of our transducers that are hung in the tank. They read atmospheric pressure and let us know how much water is in our elevated tank at any time.
To promote conservation, the city charges water consumption in a 3-tiered rate system. Wolfforth residents pay a base rate of $38 monthly if they use 3,000 gallons or less. If a household uses in excess of 50,000 gallons of water monthly, they're billed the base rate plus $3.60 per 1,000 gallons used. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, a family of 4 can use at least 400 gallons of water a day. That's 12,000 gallons a month, and that's based on indoor use.
This summer in August, we plan on putting on a regional type forum for water conservation to look at landscaping measures such as xeriscaping that do a considerable amount of, where people look into conservation and that type of thing.
Oh, she's pretty hard to predict. She can always throw you a curve, you know. The last 3 years have been a very big eye-opener to all farmers, just knowing how valuable it is just to have some rain, just to be able to grow a crop. Even with irrigation, it's tough. I mean, you gotta have rain. That's just all there is to it. The state has come forth and has implemented water restrictions on the farmers. That's kind of a baby step process they're doing. And next year we will be required to put a full-blown monitoring system that is certified by them on each system that we have. Yeah. But as you can tell, right here is a perfect line where the irrigation system stopped. That is completely barren ground. We did plant it and nothing did come up. Yes, everything we do is conservation. We've switched all our pivots to what they call LIPA irrigation, where we're actually placing the water every 80 inches under the pivot to where we're getting the most benefit of the water that we can. And then I also have subsurface drip irrigation, and that's where we put the tape in the ground approximately 12 inches deep, where we're putting 100% of the water that we use. There's no evaporation, there's no loss whatsoever. And this is a very expensive cost even roughly about $1,000 an acre, but that's all trying to conserve our natural resource the best way we can and get the most benefit out of it.
We know now where our water comes from, and we know we're not the only ones pulling from the Ogallala, that hundreds of other cities in 8 different states are relying on that precious resource. The city of Wolfforth is working to improve the drinking water and is working on a plan that would allow them to tie into Lubbock's pipeline to Lake Allen Henry in case Wolfforth is in desperate need of water. Conservation is the key to all of this, and we all must do our part to make sure our water is always there for us, for our kids, and for many generations to come.